Well, it's really great honor to be here again and talk about these great artists. But it's really, really difficult to talk little when you have so much to say. That is why 3 times I shortened my speech, just from, for example, 12,000 words to 7,000 and then to 6,000 words, just less and less, so I can put it in 12 minutes or something like that. That is why very briefly I will introduce the technique of each artist, and then I will talk about 3 particular paintings. If anybody has other questions about other paintings, then very gladly they can talk to the artist or talk to me. So first I begin with Victor Khazaie. Victor Khazaie and his breaking through the fields of reality distortion. Victor Khazaie is an artist who uses traditional painting techniques stylistically and conceptually to create works that are partially surreal and partially fantastic realist. He has a long history of education and has held teaching positions as a lecturer and professor at various institutions in Germany. His work is focused on using illusionistic techniques to create unique surreal images. This work, Das Tor der Zeit, The Gate of Time, is a reminder of the power of time over our lives and the importance of accepting change and embracing transformation. Featuring the Thinker by Rodin and the handless Venus de Milo on the left, with cogs of machinery installed in her body, the painting speaks to entrapment in time and the need to accept change as part of life. A small child with artificial wings in the middle mocks the clock and plays with it, while the road to heaven takes us to another realm. The cloudy sky with the sun shining through conveys hope and potential. The king of time, here, Kronos, the king of time sitting on his throne, is a reminder of the power of time, and a fertility and potential agricultural field at the back of Venus suggests hope, growth, and transformation. I draw your attention to 2 things here. That is actually 2 contrasts. On the left we have Venus, on the right we have Thinker. Okay, Venus is goddess of love, passion, and 100% opposition we have the Thinker on the right side. In the middle we have the child. And then at the back of Venus we have the green fields. On the left we have the green fields with flowers. And again, in opposition on the right, we have the barren land. We have the barren desert, the wasteland. The wasteland at the back of the Thinker serves as a reminder of decay and a wider cultural and a spiritual emptiness, like what we read and see in, for example, T.S. Eliot's Wasteland, the very, very famous poem. His painting, Waiting for the Light, the other one, these 2 are somehow related to each other, explores the relationship between man and the cosmos. It features a figure on the left and a woman in the trance-like state. I cannot be sure who the armless man is, possibly Hermes, one of the gods in Greek mythology, or, for example, a Greek or Roman soldier. And we have the big clock on the fields and the other missionary in the middle nearly. So these elements represent entrapment in time, power of time and hope and potential, conveying the idea to accept change as part of life. Now I refer to another painting, this one, which I like a lot. So Victor's Der Spiegel, or the mirror, encourages viewers to look beyond the physical and into their inner selves to uncover hidden beauty and magic. It serves as a reminder to look within and to reflect on our inner selves. using the mirror as a symbol of introspection and self-reflection. The painting contains various elements, such as a bird, a statue, a tree with yellow leaves, which come together to create a sense of mystery and awe. So the one you see in the mirror is much different from you see outside it. For example, the girl outside is not, his face and hair is not covered, but the one inside is. And then the breast here is completely naked, but there it is not. So, and there is a bird, which I think about it as a symbol of soul, which connects the two to each other. And again, we have a Greco-Roman soldier, which is the sign of protection. So this particular artwork reminds me of a very nice story in Rumi's Masnavi. Rumi, or Jalaluddin Maulana, is a Persian poet, Sufi poet. So it describes this story there. It describes a contest between the Greeks and Chinese artists in the art of painting as judged by a king. The Greeks emerge victorious in the end due to their superior skill, and the Chinese remark that they need colors to paint. The story is very interesting. Two groups are gathered. The Chinese say, okay, we are great painters of the world, we need colors. So they, let's say, take a room and cover the walls with very, very beautiful paintings. And the Romans on the other side, the Greeks on the other side, they say, okay, we just do our job, but we don't tell you what it is. So they draw a curtain and just they work on the wall, make the wall very, very, very shiny, like a mirror. And after, for example, 2 or 3 months, the king wants to see the result. So they come, they draw the curtain away, and then they are quite stunned. Whatever the Chinese have painted on the right side, it is reflected on the mirror-like wall of the Greeks. That is, the Greeks did not paint anything. They only made a mirror. So all the, let's say, false things that were in the original one, because they were reflected because of the distance, were dissolved. So that is why the Greeks were victorious in the end. So the Greeks are likened to Sufis who do not need study or books because they have pure hearts. The contest between the Greeks and the Chinese symbolizes the difference between knowledge and technique, while the reflection of the pictures in the mirror symbolizes the power of introspection and self-reflection. Finally, the king's awe at the beauty of the pictures symbolizes the power of art to move and inspire us. So Victor Hagia states that he uses the means of traditional painting, both stylistically and technically. Conceptually, he partially moves in the direction of surrealism or fantastic realism, but he wants to separate himself from the fog fields of a certain kind of reality distortion. So he tries to surpass what we see in surrealism. If you compare, for example, Hagia's works with Dali, for instance, you see the big difference. There is a certain change in technique, also in the ideas and concepts. So now I turn to another artist, Andrea Donner. Andrea Donner and the harmony of form and content. Well, Andrea Donner creates abstract and emotionally stimulating artwork using earth, ashes, lime, wax, old linen cloths, and digitally created and printed backgrounds. She combines these materials to explore the beauty of the natural world and transformation, creating captivating pieces that are visually intriguing and emotionally stimulating. This piece, the painting Timelines 2, is an abstract expression of the interconnectedness of life. Through the use of acrylic and coal on linen upcycling, I should say that this is very interesting, that Andrea does not use very new canvases. She usually uses used canvases, used material, upcycled materials, which helps the environment, of course, and adds a kind of another dimension to the pieces. I will explain how. So through the use of acrylic and coal on linen upcycling, she creates a tapestry of grays and greens and blues representing the various stages of life and various timelines we live through. The narrow panels of the fabric represent the different paths we take, and the lines connecting them represent the connections we make. The painting speaks to the idea of resilience and the ability to withstand the challenges of life. Her use of color and texture evoke a sense of hope and optimism, while also hinting at the fragility of life. In addition, her use of upcycled materials is a reminder of the importance of sustainability and a commitment to protecting the environment. Overall, this painting is a powerful reminder of the importance of resilience and the interconnectedness of life, as I said. We have another painting, which I like it a lot, at the back. You see the red one, The Power in Red. You have to look very closely at it when you go, let's say, near the painting. The painting Power in Red is a powerful expression of the power of movement. Through the use of acrylic and linen upcycling, she creates a bold, vibrant red that fills the heart of the canvas. And if you look from here, it is actually like a heart as well. The two canvases are seamed in the middle, giving the painting a diptych-like appearance that suggests a sense of duality. The seemingly symmetrical shape in the middle is constructed by distinct movements, creating a powerful visual representation of the power of movement and her hand. The two top movements on the left and right of the painting resemble two eyebrows, giving the painting a sense of emotion and personality. The painting speaks to the idea of limitless potential and the power of the present moment. Through her use of color and texture, Andrea conveys the idea of a strength, resilience, and a commitment to taking action. Overall, this painting is a powerful reminder of the power of the present moment and the potential of the individual. She has another painting, a triptych, in the other room, the big one. It is called In the River. The painting expresses the power of the river and its ancient symbolism. Through her use of acrylic, lime and oil, and upcycling cotton linen blend, she creates a captivating visual representation of the river and its associated ideas of strength, resilience, and taking action. The painting conveys the idea of embracing the unknown and recognizing the beauty of life's journey, with the red flowers representing joy, transformation, and rebirth. The symbolism of the river as time suggests that life is constantly changing and encourages us to take responsibility for our own lives and to make conscious decisions that will shape our future. Andrea Donner's artwork uses upcycled canvases seamed together to represent the interconnectedness of life. Her vibrant colors capture the beauty of life and the power of the present moment, with the seams symbolizing the divisions and connections of our lives. If you look closely here, you see that canvases are connected to each other, okay, seamed to each other, connected to each other. Her artwork focuses on the flow of moments and resilience, emphasizing the importance of living in the present. The form and content of her artwork together create evocative pieces that are both visually captivating and emotionally stimulating. Now I turn to our third artist, Konstantina Saracen. How Konstantina's art highlights the discourse between distant areas and icons. Konstantina Saracen is a self-taught artist living in Switzerland who prominently paints with acrylics to create works of art that showcase the strength and passion of women. She hopes to bring joy to her viewers through her unique and modern style that expresses her emotions and visions. You are possibly surprised today, why are the paintings hung this way without frames? So there is something behind it. It is not as simple as you might think. The philosopher Immanuel Kant argued that frames were necessary to create a sense of completeness in a painting. while Jacques Derrida, the French philosopher, argued that frames were a form of restriction. Constantina is challenging traditional notions by exhibiting her paintings here without frames, allowing her audience to experience her artwork without the restrictions of a frame. This offers a sense of liberation and exploration, inviting her audience to observe her paintings without preconceptions. Her painting Passion, this one, is a unique and captivating work that depicts a woman playing the cello with passion. The warm tones of brown used to paint a woman and her instrument create a sense of unity between them. The spatula works around the image, add texture and movement, which further conveys emotion. Upward pose of the musician's head, like this, gives an impression of ecstasy, while wounds on her body indicate pain of too much practice, what we see on the right side. This painting portrays dedication to creating great art, as well as power of music to transcend boundaries and inspire creativity and passion. The musician could be interpreted as a representation of the muse of music. We have another painting. It is called Cleo, which stands for Cleopatra, the small one there. Constantine's painting Cleo honors the powerful and iconic figure of Cleopatra. The title Cleo translates to the famous, the beautiful, and the sunshine. The painting conveys a sense of power with her right hand resting on her waist and her other hand raised as if she holds the world in her grasp. Her robe is a deep violet, and an ornate cobra-shaped headpiece with feathers and jewelry adorn her head and neck. Green, which is used throughout the painting, symbolizes balance and harmony, growth and renewal, which allude to Cleopatra's timelessness and legacy. Constantine's painting is a tribute to this powerful female figure, and her pose and expression capture the strength, beauty, and determination of Cleopatra. The story of Cleopatra and her love affair with Mark Antony, as told by Shakespeare in his play Antony and Cleopatra, has captivated audience for centuries. In an intertextual relation, Cleo reminds me of another painting. It is called The Meeting of Antony and Cleopatra by Lawrence Alma Tadema, which paints an early encounter between two people who would become one of history's most famous power couples. It seems that in Constantina's work, Cleopatra is waiting for Antony. Sarrazin's painting Da Vinci painting Marilyn Monroe, you see it in the other room, brings together two famous figures from different eras. You see that Da Vinci is painting Monroe. The painting depicts a tranquil blue background and shows Da Vinci painting Marilyn Monroe in a way that invites contemplation of how two different eras and cultures can be connected. One from Renaissance, the other one from 1950s and 60s. The artwork emphasizes beauty's everlasting presence in art and suggests the possibility for discourse between these two icons. Constantina Sarrazin's artistry combines past and present, utilizing tranquil blues, greens and reds, and bold brushstrokes to create artwork that pays tribute to beauty's timelessness. The artist encourages viewers to consider how distinct styles can come together as one, bridging disparate eras and cultures in harmonious unity. Thank you very much.